So markets are finally waking up to the tariff reality. Is this a buying opportunity? After President Trump was elected, investors got very excited about all the nice things he promised and forgot about the stuff that be bad for stocks. Now they are very anxious about all the stuff that is bad for stocks and have forgotten about the nice things. Has the sell-off gone too far? I took the advice. I took the other side, concerned that the threat of tariffs and immigration clampdown from frothy markets when investors were on tax cuts delegation. I have trouble turning bullish for the long run because I fear the new world order Trump is ushering in won't end well for investors. But in the short term, this feels like a very rapid sell-off that at least undoes much of the concerns about excess in markets. So by the way, if you look at crypto took a hit.
70,
Bitcoin took a hit.
75 or something? Bitcoin?
75. Bitcoin's now back at 80. Ethereum went to 1878. XRP's at 209. So that kind of took a hit. Tom, market, when you're seeing this, how much of it is this the tariffs? What are you seeing are the concerns, especially with this other story here, Tesla stock nosedives, wiping out $700 billion in gains since Trump's election. Tesla stock tumbled, with shares dropping 4.6%, a partial rebound. The Trump bump faded as stocks fell 28% in a month and 32% since January 1st. Adam Serhan, founder of 50 Park Investments, told Bloomberg the bet on Tesla's shares soaring due to Musk's political involvement has not worked out thus far. Investors who initially anticipated massive benefits from Musk's political involvement got too excited, and now cooler heads are prevailing. Thoughts, Tom?
So when you look at everything from Bitcoin to the market, markets move based on facts plus future sentiment. Facts, earnings reports, unemployment reports, the amount of billions that have actually gone into Bitcoin in a given week. Those are facts. Then we have sentiment, the future sentiment. What do we think about the future? Well, right now, since November, the sentiment on consumers has been razor thin. What do we know? Because credit cards went up to $1.3 trillion balance and BNPL delinquencies jumped up. So everybody goes, oh, crap, it doesn't look like the consumer is going to be spending much in Q1. They're tapped out. So that was a forward sentiment people concerned about. And then comes this waves of sentiment on the tariffs. Some of the tariffs were small. And as I was saying, hey, remember, they're tactics, not taxes. Well, some of these tactics are taking a while to kick in. Canada stepped up and threw some tariffs at China, and China said, oh, you small child, and threw 100% tariffs back at Canada, showing that that's an unequal fight. Because China is going to say, get off my lawn with your little dog, right? That's what China is telling Canada. Yeah. So right now we have a big shift in sentiment. So the forward sentiment, PBD, the market is concerned. Right now, there is less of a percent of investor dollars in Mag 7 than there was 5 months ago. So the Mag 7, remember it was so overweight, everybody was buying the Mag 7 individually, led by NVIDIA, and then also buying Mag 7 ETFs that were dedicated to them, that were so hot in 2023. Well, all of that is pulled back, and there's a shift in sentiment and investment right now, led by, check this out. I looked up last night. There is now the survey of governors thinking there's a 50-50 chance of a rate cut in May. But we don't have unemployment figures. We don't have GDP figures. We don't have anything yet that normally would make Jerome Powell, who 2 weeks ago said, I don't think there's going to be cuts. I think it's going to be kind of level for a while, and we got to let this shake out. Well, now the sentiment marker on interest rates is even 50-50 for a cut in May. Thinking that we're going to get bad news in mid-April in 5 weeks when we get first quarter reports. But right now, this is sentiment. And the sentiment was led yesterday by one simple interview. Donald Trump saying, I don't rule out a recession. When he said those words yesterday, what he's saying is, and Howard Lutnick, our Secretary of Commerce, ran to the microphone and said, whoa, I don't think there's going to be a recession at all. I don't think so at all.
After Trump said that, he's
trying to calm
Rob, do you have that clip?
Yeah, he's trying
to
Do you
have the clip of Trump saying, rule out a recession?
Yes, I can find that. I have Howard Lutnick right here on MSNBC talking about the odds.
Did he say this after Trump's comments?
I think Lutnick was on the weekend, and it was Trump's interview on Monday.
Yes, because this is Meet the Press. So this is Sunday.
He went first, then Trump went.
Yes.
Okay, let's watch this first. Go for it.
Anybody who bets against Donald Trump, it's like the same people who thought Donald Trump wasn't a winner a year ago. Donald Trump is a winner. He's going to win for the American people. That's just the way it's going to be. There's going to be no recession in America. What there's going to be is global tariffs are going to come down because President Trump has said, you want to charge us 100%? We're going to charge you 100%. And you know what they say? They say, no, don't charge us 100%. We'll bring ours down. We'll unleash America out to the world, grow our economy in a way we've never grown before. You are going to see over the next 2 years the greatest set of growth coming from America as Americans. You saw it, 1.3 trillion of new investment coming in America. Think of all those jobs. And remember, each trillion of investment in America is 1% of growth GDP. So Donald Trump is bringing growth to America. I would never bet on recession. No chance.
So what Lutnick is saying, the minute everybody else blinks on tariffs, the markets are going to shift. Second quarter, third quarter, you're going to see huge economic growth. And for every trillion that we get of new growth, it's 1% of GDP. That's Lutnick, our Secretary of Commerce, saying it's ugly right now, but soon as the world blinks on tariffs, the market's just going to flip back the other way.
Did he upset you? Did Howard upset you?
No,
Why do you call him Lutnick? It's Lutnick.
Oh.
Is it like Don
Lutnick.
Lemon,
Like a
Don
Lemon.
Lamont?
You know you messed up.
You know,
People
he
he's
is
correcting
upset.
English,
By the way,
buddy.
Lutnick,
Sorry about
Howard,
that.
he's just upset with you a little bit. Rob, can you play the clip of the president saying recession? Possibly play this clip. Go for it.
This is with Maria Bartiromo, where he talks about he doesn't like to predict things like that.
Okay, let's see what he has to say.
And I want to ask you about Ukraine and the blow up the other day with Zelensky. Let me stay on the economy for a moment because there are rising worries about a slowdown. You've got the Atlanta Federal Reserve saying we're going to have a contraction in the first quarter. Look, I know that you inherited a mess, and you said that the other night.
I've only been here,
but
for
are you expecting a recession this year?
I hate to predict things like that. There is a period of transition because what we're doing is very big. We're bringing wealth back to America. That's a big thing.
He's right.
And there are always periods of, it takes a little time. It takes a little time. But I think it should be great for us. I mean, I think it should be great. It's going to be great ultimately for the farmer. You know, don't forget, I made.
Okay, so first of all, I just want to make sure when video's playing, don't comment. Okay, so just keep that part in mind. So you know what I like about what he just said right there, that he's right about. And then Adam, I'm coming to you. So you know what's the biggest thing with negotiation? Whenever you're negotiating, what Lutnick said, I actually don't like. And I'll say why. If I'm Trump, I would say, what are you doing? Why are you saying that? Because he's saying that it's a tactic that they're eventually going to come to us. So what that means in negotiation is that you're eventually going to what? Give in, right? Okay. So who wins in negotiation? Who wins in a negotiation? You know, in a negotiation, leverage matters. What else matters? Whoever is willing to walk away from the deal. What else matters? Whoever has the most patience. If you read the book, Art of the Deal, there were certain deals that he waited God knows how long, where he was patient until he got paid premium, okay, as a negotiator. So I love the fact that he says, look, when you're trying to make a transition the way we are, we're going to go through something. Some things are going to be nasty. If you're trying to truly put reciprocal tariffs on people that are putting 25, 50, 70, and 100% on us, we got to go through the pain for you to lower the prices. That's going to be painful. I do think the market could take a hit as you're going through that process until they give in. How long that takes, I don't know. But I don't think he's off with what he's saying.